Hello, welcome everyone to this new video. My name is Larissa and today I'm going to do something different than what I usually do. For the people who don't know me yet, I am Larissa. I'm a 23-year-old film student and on YouTube I watch movies and TV shows and review them. For the people who already know me, I think you might have seen some of my Vikings reactions in the past. And I love a lot of shows, but Vikings is definitely one of my favorite shows. The biggest reason I love it so much is because of the beautiful cinematography. The fact that it's pretty historical accurate. So I really like seeing what it was like in that time. And yeah, I think I just had an overall really good time of watching that show in the years it was airing. Now, of course, Vikings Valhalla is also airing, so yeah, it's also fun to watch. So the thing is, recently I have been learning a bit about Norse and Viking mythology, and I have been reading a bit about the symbols and what they mean, and I think it's really interesting, so I thought why not make a video about it and share it with you guys. This video is also done in a collaboration with Epic Loot. I have done collaborations with them before, and they always sent me such beautiful pieces. So today they sent me some pieces as well, all having to do with the symbols we are going to discuss. So I'm super excited to show it to you all and give you information about the symbols. So let me give you a quick background before we start. The Vikings were a group of people who lived in northern and western Europe from the 8th to 11th century. They lived in rich cultures and there was plenty of symbolism going on. Some of these symbols can even still be found nowadays, and they are mostly used by Scandinavian countries to show their history or heritage. The Vikings created many art forms, including carvings on stone and wood, and they would also, mostly warriors, made swords and axes, and they would decorate the swords and axes with symbols of their culture. So I'm going to discuss a few different symbols right now, and I am going to start with the first one. I want to do a quick disclaimer though. I am Dutch and I'm not very good at pronouncing the names, but I am gonna do my best, so don't judge me. The first symbol I'm gonna talk about is Yggdrasil. So the Yggdrasil was the tree of life in Norse mythology, and it's said that it holds all 9 worlds in its branches, and it was supposed to be a source for wisdom and knowledge. So the Vikings believed that Odin hung himself for 9 days on that tree to gain wisdom and knowledge, and later he gave that wisdom and knowledge to mankind. Also, Vikings believed that if you died with your face turned towards Yggdrasil, that you would go to Valhalla. But if you died with your face turned away from it, then you would go to Helheim, which is the underworld. So I am going to show you the first piece. It is really cool. It is this necklace, and I will show it up close for a bit so you can see it very well. The really cool thing is that this spins. So this is Yggdrasil, the tree of wisdom. And the serpent that you can see around it, that is Jormungandr. Also very hard to pronounce, but Jormungandr. I hope I pronounced it somewhat right. So I will tell more about Jormungandr in the rest of the video. So this necklace is supposed to have 2 meanings. First of all, the beauty of nature by Yggdrasil. And then the power of wisdom with Jormungandr surrounding it. So it's this rotating necklace. It's made of stainless steel. I think it really is one of my favorite pieces they sent me because, I don't know, it's just so beautiful and it's really cool. And then with that said, I think I'm going to move on to the second symbol. I will discuss more about the serpent later, but for now we're going to talk about the Viking shield. Viking shields were made of wood, leather and iron, and it was thick enough to protect the warrior who was holding it from spears, arrows, swords. So the shields were made out of animal skin with a wooden frame and an iron rim. And mostly they decorated the shields to make it more beautiful. But the Vikings didn't only use them just to protect themselves from arrows and that sort of stuff, but they also used it to just bash in their enemies, which is pretty cool. So the Vikings decorated their shields because they thought that would bring them good luck. Sometimes they painted Odin's ravens on it or Thor's hammer, but a lot of times they would also paint symbols like a cross or like religious stuff on it because they thought that would protect them from demons and that kind of stuff. So I have this other necklace here. It is also a rotating necklace and I think it's also really cool. So what I really like about this necklace is that on this side, this is the shield and it's surrounded with these Viking runes, but when you spin it, you have the Vegvisir symbol, and the word Vegvisir means wayfinder, so it is often used as a compass. So the meaning of this necklace is like if you put this one forward, so like this, then you want it to be protected. But if you spin it, then you have the compass and it can guide you through hard times in your life. I think it's a pretty cool concept and I like how they did this as well. I really like the rotating stuff, it's really funny to me, and I think it looks beautiful. You can choose yourself which side you're gonna put forward. So I think that's nice. So talking about the Vegvisir compass, I didn't only have that one, I also have a ring that shows the very same symbol. Okay, here it is. It's finally focused, so I'm not gonna let it go till I fully showed it, if it's actually really focused. But this is the ring. I think it's super cool because in the inside, you can see it as well, it's engraved in there, so that is really well done. Honestly, just the quality of this ring. Okay, I'm gonna put my dragon ring off for a second and put it here because that's the only finger it fits for me, but it looks cool, I think. But just the way this ring feels, you can feel the really decent quality, and I think it looks so nice. Also, with all these jewels, I have links in the description where you can get them, so make sure to check it out. I think also because it's almost Christmas, it is very nice to get these things as a gift, especially for people who love historical things or like just the Viking era or whatever. But yeah, this is a really cool ring as well. I really like it, and I think it looks really cool on my hand. Look how cool I am. So the next symbol we are going to discuss, we already talked a little bit about it, but that's the serpent, or also known as Jormungandr. So the Vikings were deeply affected by stories that were told to them by their ancestors and also their religion. So Norse mythology is filled with stories about gods and goddesses who fight over power and prestige, and I think one of the most famous one is the story of Ragnarok, or the end of the world as we know it. And in that story, it's about a lot of legendary characters who get destroyed in the battle for good and evil. So one of these characters is Jormungandr. Jormungandr is this giant serpent who lives in Midgard, Earth, and when he was young, they imprisoned him beneath the ocean. Now he got out and he is ready to wreak havoc on mankind. When he first emerged from his prison, he had grown so large that his tail wrapped itself around Midgard twice. And then he just kept growing and growing, and at one point he was so large that he almost touched heaven itself. So this is the design I was talking about. This necklace shows Jormungandr, and in this design you can see that he's wrapped around his own face and jaw. I think that's pretty cool. And it also comes with this cord, and you can make it bigger or less big, and then you can choose yourself how you want to wear it. But the thing is, that necklace was not the only thing of Jormungandr. I also have this bracelet, and I really like this bracelet because especially the way you like attach it, it's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you. It is quite hard to focus, so I'm gonna use my face as the background. This is his head, and then you can push this a bit, and then the mouth opens. And that's how you attach it. That's cool, right? So yeah, I really think this bracelet is one of my favorite, especially because it looks really stylish, and it's also, I think, quite subtle. So if you want to wear like Viking stuff, but you don't want it to be like in your face, I get that, because I also have that a lot with, for example, fan t-shirts. Then I think this is a really good piece because it looks just like a regular bracelet, but then when you see its head, it is not. So I think this is also a pretty cool one. Also, all the jewelry I show you, they're all made from stainless steel, so the quality is all just really good. Like I said before, you can check them all out in the description. And now I am going to move on to the next symbol. And the next symbol is Fenrir. Fenrir. This one is a hard one to pronounce. Like the other ones were way longer, but Fenrir. The rare is just weird. Fenrir. So the Fenrir wolf is one of the most iconic symbols in Norse mythology. The wolf was the child of Loki and a giant named Angrboda, and the destiny of the wolf was to kill Odin during Ragnarok. So the myth of Fenrir has a lot of different versions, but all the versions have one thing in common, and that is that the gods feared him. Because the gods knew that once Fenrir was grown up and free, he would be a great danger to them. So Fenrir is one of the most famous mythological wolves, and he's the inspiration for a lot of fictional wolves and hound characters. So Fenrir symbolizes some things, I wrote them down, and that is justice, vengeance, ferocity, power, strength, destiny, inevitability. I just can't pronounce that word. Inevitability. I'm still Dutch. And following one's true path and fearlessness. I also got a product that has something to do with Fenrir. I'm gonna show it to you now. Yeah, I'm gonna show it up close. Here we are. So as you can see, Fenrir. And this also has a nice way of closing it. It's like you push this against this part of the ring. And then it goes like this. And then it's closed. I think this is also quite subtle. I think mostly bracelets are mostly subtle. I think that's why I like the bracelet and the rings the most. I like necklaces as well, but I don't know. I always feel like, because I'm also wearing necklaces now, but I also feel like necklaces are a bit like in your face. That's why I sometimes just only wear this one. But I really like when you're like not having a like too busy t-shirt, you know, just have one of these things. And I think those would also all really look great, but I would really prefer, I think, the bracelets and the rings. I really like those. So I want to discuss 2 more symbols, and then we are already at the end. That went really fast. And the next symbol I want to discuss is Odin's spear. So Odin's spear is also called Gungnir, and this is a symbol for power and royalty. So it is said that the spear is made by dwarves who have like magical things, and they can make any object they want with that. And in mythology, Odin gets the spear when he sacrifices his eye for wisdom from the dwarves. So it is a really powerful weapon, and it is said that it cannot be broken by force. However, in some of the stories, it is said that he can't really use the spear against his enemy, because the whole thing about the spear is that it should not be used for bad reasons, but for good reasons. So of course, I also have a piece with this spear. I just realized that if I use my hand instead of my face, that's way easier, but this is it. This is the necklace. I think it's really cool because you see these engravings in them, and also the cord is like really thick. I think it's really sturdy. That's really nice. And like I said, it's all made from stainless steel, so it's quite heavy because you can really feel the quality, but I think it will feel good when you wear it because you can just feel that the quality is there, you know. So the spear stands symbol for purification and destruction, from which all things are reborn. And like I said before, it has engravings on it. This is the Helm of Awe, and that stands for fearlessness and bravery. And then we have already reached the last symbol, and the last symbol I want to talk about is the Viking runes. So the Viking runes were used by Vikings to write in their own language, and it is called Old Norse. The Vikings were not literate, but they did create this alphabet to use it for inscriptions on monuments or runestones. And these runes were also used for writing messages, but also sometimes for poetry. So the word rune comes from the Greek word rema, and that means what is spoken or inscription. So the Vikings thought that the runes brought good luck, and they were also a lot of times used for healing purposes. They believed that each rune had its own power depending on the shape of it and the sound it made when you said it out loud. So I'm going to show you the last item before ending this video, and it is also a ring. So here you can see that this ring contains the runic alphabet that was used by the Vikings during the ancient era. And this ring is also made from stainless steel, so that's really nice because that means it won't change color or stuff like that, which happens pretty often with rings. I've seen it a lot, but I mean, that is really nice. I think that is also one of the good things about it. I also think the ring would be a really great gift for someone who loves history, and like I said, with Christmas coming up, if you know the perfect person, check the links in my descriptions. So if there was anything you like, or you have been looking for something like this longer, I would say check out their site, Epic Loot. It's in the description. All the products are there, like with separate links as well. And then this was the video for today. I am really curious what you guys think of it. I am super interested in all of this, and the symbols, they're just really cool. I think it's really cool to talk about and just learn myself about it as well, and then kind of share it with you guys. But let me know what you thought of it, if people are actually interested in these videos, and we're gonna see how people are gonna react to this, because normally I mostly do reactions, and it is nice to do something else for a change. So in my next video, I will be talking more about Viking symbols. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and make sure to check out the links. Bye!